you, Coach Du. So welcome everyone. We're gonna have this wonderful conversation with Leanne, who is a diamond in Young Living. And we are gonna first start off getting to know a bit about Leanne from Leanne. So if you can share with us a bit of your background and your journey on how you became a Young Living Diamond, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
So nice to see everyone. My name is Leanne Tan Anderson, and I would like to share with you my Young Living journey. Okay, so these are just my thoughts on wellness, purpose, and abundance. And let me just, okay, so who am I? I was born and raised in Malaysia. And since 1994, I have lived in Australia, Hong Kong, Japan, USA. So currently I live in Hawaii. And I was very traditional. I had a finance job when I graduated from university, and I went back to school and did my master's degree in international environmental policy. And so all my life, I've been very attracted to this idea of economic development for women and children in developing countries and in a sustainable manner. So it's really interesting to look at what I was interested in and then to see what I ended up doing, because it literally is exactly what I was interested in. So I founded the Sensible Tribe on January 1st, 2014. And I actually joined on the Black Friday sale, November 30th, 2013. So it literally took me a month of using Young Living essential oils before in fact, I'll show you, it was even a week when I started thinking about being a brand partner. So right now, I have, in the last 10 years, really dived deep into many different healing modalities. So I am a life coach. I do the raindrop technique. I co-teach with Dr. Carolyn Mine on emotional release with essential oils. We actually train coaches. I am a Gene Keys guide, and that is a mapping of our different frequencies within us that corresponds to our birth time and date. And then I also teach yoga and qigong, and I love to facilitate retreats and events, all for the purpose of connecting with the plant essences through essential oils and developing a relationship with them in our daily lives so that we can be well. And it really reprograms our subconscious, right, to find our purpose and then ultimately to really live in prosperity. So I have been married for 23 years. I have two boys, ages 21 and 14. So here's a little bit about me pre-Young Living, just to give you some idea. That's me with my two boys in 2013. So this was the year I joined Young Living. This picture was taken in January of that year. I was literally going to night school for nutrition consulting because the past few years before this photo, I was in I guess, health crisis with my children, with me. And, you know, photos sometimes don't tell the whole truth, right? I was very stressed out and full of anger and with a lot of overwhelm and suppressed emotions, because I grew up in this society where emotions were not welcome. I felt a lot of unworthiness, anxious feelings, worry, and victimhood. I would be the first one to tell you, look at all these bad things that always happen to me. And yet I truly had a blessed life. I was pessimistic and I had this blame mentality, which really ran in my family. So it was always like, oh, it wasn't me. Who did it? It wasn't me, you know? So I acted out. I yelled at my kids. I drove around like a mad person, road rage, definitely had an alcoholic dependence. It kind of runs in my family. And I had, microbiome imbalance, immune system weakness, respiratory distress, skin blemishes, digestive issues, all that were really leading me towards like autoimmune issues. At that point in time, this January 2013, I was going to night school for nutrition consulting because in the past, I think 3 to 5 years before that, was trying to figure out my kids' digestive issues, and also actually ran a campaign to change the school lunch program in my son's school because we found out about food allergies. And I was literally acupuncture hopping, trying to learn from all these different acupuncturists about what was wrong with me. So that sets the scene for who I was. And then comes the wellness part of Young Living. So what made me join Young Living? So I had been using not Young Living, but essential oils since almost 30 years. My first bottle of essential oil I bought from a little fair market in the UK. It's called Camden Market. And there were lots of like hippie booths. And I totally remember the time when I bought the brand. And I tried many different brands over the years. So at the time, I started, because I went to nutrition school, I started using doTERRA because there was someone in the nutrition school that was using it. And I did their version of the Zytoscan, and I bought a lot of oils. So I was using for about 3 months before I went up to Jessica Petty, who is my enroller. She and I were parents at the same school, and she had a booth at the craft fair, at the fall craft fair. So I walked up to her and I goes, "Hey, what's the difference between Young Living and other brands, and namely doTERRA," because I was using it right then. And she told me about the farms. She told me about the community, because at that point in time, there were a lot of mothers joining, and there was a big community that was starting up, just like all of us that are in the Spruce Society today. And she told me about the ecological integrity of Young Living and how they had the seed to seal policy. And she told me about the purpose over profit. That immediately ignited my interest, because remember, I went to school for environmental policy. And with the other brands, I never felt that. And there was never a community to teach me. So, but most importantly, my whole being responded positively to the oils. Remember, I'd been using it for 30 years. I even had an aromatherapy book that told me that the oils could do all these things, and it didn't happen. And so within a week, I wanted to share with you my chat here with Jessica. So this is November 30th, 2013. And I keep this chat because it always reminds me of that moment. And she had sent me a text after the craft fair, and she sent me 2 texts. The first one was a video about Young Living. The second one was, "Hey, it's Black Friday, and I'm just having this offer." And literally, she was giving out a bottle of orange and pain cream that she made with her daughter. And so she sent me the link, and I ordered. I'm one of those. I'm like the perfect client. She's like, "Oh, good, you ordered. You're going to love them." And then she checks in with me 9 days later. And the oils had come maybe even 2-3 days before, maybe, because, it takes about 5-6 days to arrive. She goes, "Just wanted to check in with you if you had any questions." And I responded and I said, "I am loving it. I need to talk more about the business side of it." And this is when she totally kicked herself. She was like, "Are you interested?" Because what she did was she had placed me 4 levels down already by then. And she just automatically assumed that I wouldn't be interested in the business. Now, what was going on for me was, first of all, I immediately felt the potency of the oils, especially after using doTERRA. My body was like, whoa, this is it. Again, remember all that I was going through, the stress, the anxiety, the digestive issues. So Digest was my best friend. I used lemon to wash all my veggies. And Thieves was really helping me because it was December and we were getting all the colds and all the flus at that time. And so I fell in love with it right away. And as I just want to point out, especially because I had been trying other brands. So when we come across someone who's using another brand, it's almost an advantage. It's like, I like that you're using essential oils right now because you are going to know the difference. So what happened next was I jumped right in. So January 1st, 2014, I was like, I'm going to do this. It was my New Year's resolution. And as soon as I made that decision, I had people start asking me, hey, what are these oils that you're using? I think I need to get some. So my first enrollment was literally like 7 days after I said yes to this. And she had asked me about it the first day of school because she was my carpool mom. So it's almost like the universe hears you as soon as you respond. So with the wellness and the body responding, I started feeling better, and I started really sort of diving deeper into all the healing that the oils helps us with. And then I really was, of course, it was all about the farms for me. And so I started really visiting the farms. I had many opportunities over the time of 9 years that I've been using the oils. And I went to the Mona farm at that time was, we actually had a stayover event at the farm with the Lemon Dropper group. And so that was my first time. And then I went there for the silver retreat. And so this is me at the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood Farm, because what happened after I started the business, I moved to Japan within 6 months. And it was in Japan that some of my leaders won a trip. And so we went to the farm and planted sandalwood trees. And this is the Mona farm in Utah. So I've been there numerous times because I went to the convention. I haven't missed the convention since I started in 2014. And that has been the best times to really go visit and tour all the distilleries. And just love moving through all the plants there. This is goldenrod in the Mona farm. And then this was in Spain. So I was, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I was really encouraged and motivated by Richard Brooks' book, The 4-Year Career. So with that in mind, I almost like was trying to prove something to myself that I was going to hit diamond in 4 years. And it was November 2000, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2017 that I hit diamond. So it's right on the anniversary of me signing up, November 30th, 2013. So we've been on a few diamond retreats, and we went to Spain for 1 year of a diamond retreat. And it has been truly, I guess once I got to diamond, each level just got me closer and closer to this ability to really appreciate this path, this journey that I'm on, because even though I knew and I experienced the farms, it's like as I get more and more into it, it's almost as if like there's nothing more perfect, and I knew it, and now I can experience it even more. So that's been really, really good for me. So this was the Platinum Retreat in 2016. And that's me jumping, and we were helping to paint the Young Living Academy. So going to the Ecuador farm is really different because it opens your eyes to the vision that Gary Young had, and then all that he has created from just what used to be really degraded land. I wouldn't say it was pristine jungle. It was just overgrown land. And so he has really nurtured it into what it is today. And the Young Living Academy, seeing all the children's faces, is just beautiful. And I was again there a month ago helping out on a service trip. So just to go through some of the farm pictures, this was the Diamond Retreat at Banff in Canada. And when we have diamond retreats, we almost always go to a farm. And so we went to the Northern Lights Black Spruce Farm here, which is also another farm that has an amazing story, because Gary was really looking for a source for black spruce so we could have valor again. One of the ingredients to valor that was hard to get was black spruce. Of course, camphor was another one. But he really built this distillery within record time, and he built it through the really tough winter. And so when you go to these farms, you start to realize, again, that vision that Gary had, but the hard work he puts in. He doesn't just go there and direct people to do anything. He does the work, and other people generally follow. So then that brings me to the purpose. And this is a picture I took in the Korean Young Living office when I went there for the opening, which incidentally today is the anniversary of the Korean opening. And so they're having an event there today called the Rise event. And Ben Riley is in Korea right now with this event. So what Gary did was, with every client that he had, he responded to what they needed by creating a product for it. So there are a lot of products that have stories behind them, and for the people that needed the product. And so I just want to show you the purpose also. While I visited the farms and was very interested in, of course, the distillation, all the methods that they had at the farm, it's the community. So I have visited farms like in all over the world. This is the farm in Idaho, and yet these friends are from Malaysia and other parts of the US. And this is in Korea, and with friends from the US and from Malaysia and from Korea there. This is in the convention at Salt Lake City, but we have friends here from Japan, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from other parts of the US. And let's see. Yeah, I wonder if any of you are in there. And Audrey is from Australia right now. So this was the Young Living cruise. And these are friends from Malaysia, and there's Rachel there.
And that was a fun cruise.
Yes, that was a fun cruise. And there's Audrey, and friends from Singapore, Australia, Thailand, right, and Malaysia. So that to me is very embedded in the purpose of this. The purpose for me is about the community building, and of course, the support of everybody's health and wellness. And this is in Malaysia, and that's my mom there by the side of me. And so again, it's worth mentioning that Young Living is so family friendly, and I know my mom is an elder, but they usually have young kids running around in all the different Young Living events. Even at the Platinum Retreat, there were kids running all around. So this was the last Asia Pacific Leadership Summit, and we're having another one in March 2023 that will be six years after this. So lots of people here from Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, and Rachel, are you here? Let's see.
I'm not sure. Maybe. I did go to the event.
You did go, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably one of many group photos we took. Yeah. So, the wellness, the purpose, and the abundance. So the abundance part, again, like I said, I reached Diamond. And what I really love about Young Living is that it allows for a structure, a vehicle for my idealistic dreams. And like I said, I went to school for international environmental policy, and I was always sort of very idealistic. Like I want to live a life where I'm impacting people. And I have it, where the decision to start up the Sensible Tribe in 2014, now we have over 25,000 people in the team, and multiply that by, the families of these individuals. It's a really humbling thought that all the women and children that I have impacted. And then the subset of that, of course, are the brand partners who took advantage of the opportunity, and their economic status has been lifted as well. And so what I see as my vision going to policy school, when I had an internship with the United Nations, and I had these dreams of being in the bureaucrat office and crafting economic policies to help women and children, was completely flipped upside down. It's like, I'm working on the ground with women and children. I don't need to go into the high and mighty organizations, and you don't even know who you're impacting or who you're not. And you're in front of the computer all day coming up with these models that are not even relevant to the people that you're supposedly trying to help. So I love this way of abundance much more than I could have ever imagined. And part of that lesson for me is that while we have the visions and the dreams, we don't really ask how it's going to come about. We just keep looking for the opportunities, and it will come. So, with abundance comes this idea of selfless service. And we really learn from Gary Young for that part of this work. I call this the meaningful work. And he was passing by this direct building in Chongon, Ecuador, every single day. And then he suddenly saw that there were children in there, and he realized it was a school, and it was a very tiny place. And so his first thought was, he needs to buy land and he needs to build a school. So that's what he did. And today there are 300 plus students at the Young Living Academy. We all have an opportunity to sponsor a student. And that was what I did. As soon as I reached platinum, I sponsored a child. And that was one of the reasons I got invited to apply to go for the service trip. They only opened it up to sponsors just this time. And when I went there, I actually sponsored a second child. But so I helped to expand the school. And actually, the school is in a place of expansion right now. They just got deed to more land, and they're going to expand their school population from 300 students to 1,000. And so they're going to really be, reaching out to more Young Living members for sponsorship. And part of the cycle of abundance is that as we grow and we grow because of the farms, we give back, and you see these children and they are so worth it. They're so cute.
And this is just one of the projects. Like, they have so many projects that involves children, that supports children's lives all over the world. But this is a very powerful one, because they say in Ecuador, I think the graduation rate is very, very low, but Young Living's Academy for these children, the graduation is like 100%, which is phenomenal for that country itself. So they're creating impact, and then the children will come back and create more impact. So it's kind of how the abundance multiplies, right?
Yes, exactly. And so this was the wall that we built, and this photo. And so relevant to Asia, they have service projects in Cambodia and in the Philippines and in Nepal. And they're always looking for other ways they can make impact. And so they started a program where, if you know a nonprofit organization that could use some funds, then you can write into Young Living Foundation, and they can match. They can send some money. So upon approval. I love that program. So here's just a little quick video, and you see how we laid some tiles. So that was the kind of work we were doing. And it was fun. Again, it's like community. So here's a picture of me and Gary Young, which is really precious to me. So this was in Japan, where we had an intimate dinner, and he was just en route to Nepal, again, with his selfless leadership. And I was mentioning, my son. So my son is probably about the same age as his son. And I was like, I wish I could get him to Nepal. And right away, he was like, well, we're leaving tomorrow. Sign him up, And that's just like Gary, because you don't say anything you don't mean. And whatever you want to do, do it. There are no excuses. And here I am. I said it. And yet I'm like, oh, but he has school. Oh, but that's... So that was an interesting moment. I was like, okay, how can I be like more assertive in what I say and really follow through with what I say? And this was, again, a nice picture with Gary when I was receiving my platinum award. And that was the Young Living Convention. You can see the people behind.